Okay, we are in a finals. We are in a fucking finals. And it's the LDL Paldex Draft League, the London Draft League, where alumni and students from a bunch of different London unis can join into several different sort of tiers. Actually, I think it is just Paldex and doubles, and maybe there's nine decks. I'm not sure, but I think I uploaded the semi-finals game a while ago, because I only started like doing the whole YouTube stuff, like when I was in semis of this league. And it's been a while because people had, uni to deal with. I mean, I'm alumni. I graduated last summer, but most people in the tournament are those who are, doing their bachelors or doing their masters or whatever, and they're busy, and people have life and life stuff. And I think some people weren't pinged, or like people forgot to ping them. And honestly, I don't really know how many people care about this draft league anymore, but I care because it would be the first Paldex draft league that I would win if I do win it. And also, I just remembered, this is fucking what's it called? I've been doing this undefeated. I haven't lost a game yet. I've won all of my games up until this moment, up until this finals. And as you can see, the matchup is pretty fucking tough. Like Miaskrada, Zapdos, Chi-Yu, Kokwavel, Azelf, Tinkaton, Pecharon, Dedonspars, Donphan, and Ariados. It's Open Terra free Terra, Open Terra preview, whatever. And God, I feel like I've faced Kokwavel and Chi-Yu so many fucking times, and Pecharon this season. It's and Tinkaton even. It's such a pain. Everyone facing everyone in this draft is such a pain. Like everyone plays really well, and what's it called? Also just builds really well, and just brings annoying sets. So yeah. Obviously, I've got a sick team as well. I've got a really good team. I like how it is, and I think there's a lot of options I can go with here. However, it's a really it's against Soggy, and Soggy is built, I feel like, a really smart team. I only realized it when I looked at the matchup, because they weren't in my division, which is Cresselia. I think there's Cresselia, Darkrai, and Manaphy, and they're in Manaphy division. And their team, like, I've got the guys to deal with Pecharon, but the guys that deal with Pecharon are guys that don't want to come in because of the Miaskrada for the Goldengo, the Chi-Yu for the Goldengo, the Miaskrada and Chi-Yu for the Slowking Galar, and even Umbreon, because I literally looked at Specs Modest Chi-Yu, and that shit too KO spit off Umbreon. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, that is like insane. Goldengo doesn't really want to come here as well, as much as I do want to bring it. Terra Kokwavel looks a pain. I'm pretty confident it's going to be Terra Electric Kokwavel, and Chi-Yu also doesn't need to run Scarf at all. It can run Modest Specs into me, and Miaskrada can run Scarf. It's faster than my whole team already, and and by running Scarf, it can be faster than my Booster Moon, or my DD Moon, or my Scarf Moon. So yeah. They could also run Focus Sash lead, or they could run Protective Pads. All of them are pretty annoying. I honestly don't know what I think I'd rather anything that isn't pads, probably. I mean, actually, if it's Scarf Meow, then I'm pretty happy, because I intend to bring Tinkaton here, which I wasn't planning to bring it. But after playing a mock against General Snorant, who, shout out to General Snorant for helping me with this, and shout out to Stan as well. I played a mock game with Snorant, and I won, but like I won with Infernape missed overheat with Specs Infernape missed overheat on Miaskrada turn 1. Okay, I was rudely interrupted by my food, but what I was saying was so the game started with me leading Specs Infernape because it was good into everything. And I missed the overheat on Meow, which was Sash, and it got a spike up. And then I think you turned or switched out, and they went into their Petrant, which was actually able to take my specs overheat, like 2 of them, unless I Terra'd, but I didn't Terra. And then the game ultimately came down to, I think they misplayed. I think Snorer misplayed with the Kokavol on Zapdos. I don't know. I can't remember honestly right now how much that mattered, because I remember a point where they could have killed me with CC, but they didn't click CC. So yeah. But then, but like, I was on the back foot a lot of the time, but everything was getting like chipped, even if it was just a bit. And then, because everything was down and even the Kokavol was down, it meant that there was like 3 Mons left and none of them were faster than Infernape, and my Infernape got into Blaze range, and then Specs Fire Blast landed every time and killed everything. So that's how I won the game, but Meowscarada was a pain. I had Mamoswine. I had this Mamoswine set, which I've been running actually every single time I play Kokavol this season, which I think is twice. I think it's actually, it was in semifinals as well, because I played Strat in regular season and also played against Strat in semifinals as well. And both times I used this Terra Ice, Choppleberry, Mamoswine, which was able to take any +1 Aqua Step as well as a +1 CC because of the Choppleberry. I don't know if I used the Choppleberry the second time around. I think I went for a different item, but basically, like I think I also went for a different Terra. But basically, it was EV so that it can live any +1 hit from Kokavol, from full. And I ran that this time, but I just couldn't get Mamoswine going. And Tinkaton also just gets rocks up more reliably as well. So yeah. That's why I think I'm going to bring Tinkaton in this game. I obviously have to bring Blastoise for Kokavol and Chi-Yu. Specs Infernape does look like a Cooks. I think I'm banking on them not bringing Banded Meow. Like I just don't see it. So if they don't bring Banded Meow, then that means Mew can possibly lead into everything that isn't called Specs Chi-Yu, which I also don't know if they would lead that into my team. Maybe they would, but regardless, you can probably hear me in the car right now talking about the fucking team preview. I'll have like a picture of it posted up while you just hear my voice. But the next cut will be into the actual team, the Teambuilder. And the game should be soonish, either within the next hour or within the next few hours. So yeah, see you then.
Okay, so I recorded this on the day of the game. I didn't manage to actually record the Teambuilder with enough time prior to the game. It completely slipped my mind. So I ended up doing like a really quick, like 1 minute sort of run through of the team. And then we went into the game, but for the most part I was whispering a lot, and while yes, getting like a live reaction to every turn is the more favorable I guess version of what you want to see, but the whispering really wasn't great, and even the video itself looked really choppy and all of that stuff. So I'll just do the Teambuilder and the post-game commentary, and if people want to see the live thing, then you know they can ask for it, though I don't think enough people will ask for it, but whatever. But yeah, this is the team that I built for Soggy in the London Draft League finals. Immediately we have Tinkaton max HP, max defense because of the Meowscarada, especially with the mock game that I did. It really felt like I missed Tinkaton, despite them having a lot of other good things for it. But like this just being able to actually like check the Meowscarada and not let it get off everything that it wants to get off is pretty big in my opinion. And also, since I expect Chi-Yu to be choiced, if it does click Depulse, then Tinkaton actually takes that pretty well. Stealth rocks, because rocks do give me progress this game. They do force progress against the choice GU and all of that. Even Masquerada, because I expect mainly pads or scarf. Knockoff to remove items, of course. Gigaton hammer because it's good damage. Maybe I should have put play rough on it, but like, I don't know. Gigaton is still pretty good, and if they bring like defensive Petrant, then I can encore it so that it can't like recover, or like it can't do anything else. Anyways, I have encore just in case of like an SD Kokovel. No point of Thunder Wave since I'm expecting electric Kokovel anyways. It really seems like the best Terra type into me. So yeah. And then 8 speed just to outspeed the opposing Tinkaton. And then I have Blastoise. This set was initially AV, but I felt lefties were better here. I have one other way of dealing with Chi-Yu that is actually pretty reliable. So this is more of a mixed defense set to take on whatever is the biggest threat at the time, which is either Kokovel or Chi-Yu. Like, yeah, you'll see what I mean. So max HP, and then this defense means that it doesn't get OHKO'd by +2 CC Kokovel, and the Spit F means that it doesn't get 2-hit KO'd by any choice specs modest Chi-Yu fire move. Dark Pulse can 2-hit KO, but if they click Dark Pulse once, I'll obviously live, and then I will know to go to Roaring Moon or to Tinkaton or maybe even Infernape. So yeah. And then Flip Turn for pivoting and Rapid Spin for whatever. And I really like Dion because obviously it can, it's good into Kokovel and all of that stuff, especially since it feels like it can set up freely on me with me not having, with Blastoise not having access to Scald. So yeah. And then we have, and like the Blastoise is also supposed to be the sort of check into whatever is the most threatening at the time. So instead of going into the other Chi-Yu check, if I really need to, I can go into Blastoise. And if I don't want to go into, like, instead of going into Zapdos for the Kokovel or Tinkaton, then I'll go into Blastoise on Kokovel first. So yeah. And then I have Mew, which I plan to be my dedicated lead. I really don't see Meowscarada being banded here. It doesn't make sense. It's faster than the whole team, and like realistically you should be wary of a Scarf Moon, so your own Scarf Meow will outspeed everything as well. And even pads for Zapdos and possible helmets makes a lot of sense, or even like a Focus Sash lead, which was really annoying when I faced it in mocks with spikes and all that. So yeah, that means Knockoff and U-turn both don't kill Mew, and I can agility up on it, and my agility makes me faster than Scarf Meow. And then I have Psychic to hit the Petrot, to hit the Kokovel, to hit anything, like for good general damage. And then I have Ice Beam to hit the Donphan, to hit the Zapdos, and Earth Power obviously, like great, it's just great coverage, modest. And I really just don't get OHKO'd by anything except a Choice Specs Chi-Yu. Like, out of all the things that I expect to come, that's the only thing that I think would kill me. But I don't think you'd lead Chi-Yu into my team, at least. Especially if I can lead something like a Scarf Roaring Moon, right? So yeah. This is the lead into everything. I have Terra Electric, just so that I don't get parried by like a Dunsparce or a Zapdos. So yeah, or a Tinkaton even. So this is like leading no matter what. And then I have Zapdos, max HP, max defense, because need all that I can get for Kokovel. I have Discharge. I did have Hurricane, but again with Kokovel being possibly Terra Electric, and just the fact that Hurricane doesn't really do much to the rest of the team, I'd rather click Discharge anyways, or U-turn out, like on the Donphan. I felt like, okay, I do have a sort of free slot here. I messed around a bit. There was Metal Sound at one point because I can lower the Spit F of things and then actually do good damage to Discharge with Discharge, even to like a Zapdos or even to like a Electric Kokovel. I had What was it? Not. I'll remember it here. Light screen. So I was really annoyed that for some reason Zapdos doesn't have reflect, but it is for light screen, and I really wanted reflect instead, just so that I can possibly live a hit with something else, like Quaquaval, because Chiyu isn't as threatening as Quaquaval into my team, but doesn't have reflect. So I had light screen for a bit, but I felt like, okay, when am I really gonna click that? And then I put Tailwind on it, because Tailwind with Choice Specs Ape can go crazy. It can destroy everything, and I can get Suicide Tailwinds on like a Quaquaval that thinks, oh, you know, I've got my Aqua Step in, I'm good, right? So yeah, and yeah, we have Choice Specs Ape. This really just cooks the entire team. Terra Fire Overheat can Oko to care everything, even like Spinef Petron, Spinef Zapdos, even like AB Quaquaval takes a lot. I have Focus Blast just for Giga damage as well. I was looking at other possible Terra types and Terra Blasts I could do, or like, I don't know, Terra Grass, Grass Knot or whatever, but there wasn't really anything that seemed that appealing or great. Fire Blast because it just does insane damage, and then Vacuum Wave for a priority. I am faster than the base 100s on their team, and I don't aspirate anything beyond that, so there's no need for anything else. And you know, Blaze obviously boosts the damage. And then finally, I have this DD Jawlock Covert Cloak Roaring Moon. So this can take any hit from Modest Specs Chiyu easy and can set up on it. And if they get greedy with like a Petron Malignant Chain, or if they expect more damage out of their Chiyu, then I can possibly trap them with Jawlock and then just set up the DDs and win. Get +6 or whatever. And you know, taunt just for any other sort of shenanigans, and roost for recovery. Faster than the base 100s, and with like, if I get rid of Tinkeron early or if it's chipped, then this Roaring Moon can go insane. Tinkeron is the only thing that can really stop this, but this isn't planned to come in early game anyways. This is gonna come like mid to late game. So the whole plan of this team was chip everything down so that Roaring Moon can pop off in the end with DD Jawlock Taunt Roost, or get this DD Jawlock Taunt Roost set off somewhere in the mid game so that Ape can just clean up and pick everything off in the end game. But yeah, that was the plan. Like I said, we'll do post commentary. If you want the live game, you know, just ask for it, I guess. But let's get into it. Okay, here is the game. I think I mentioned in the video already, I have been undefeated in this draft. I think we had 5 or 6 games of regular season, and then I think I had 3 qualifier games because I got a bye because I was undefeated, or maybe 4, I can't remember honestly. The only video on my channel from this draft is last rounds, obviously, which is semi-finals. But yeah, so they didn't end up bringing me Ascarada. The first thing I thought was, oh, they didn't bring me Ascarada, okay, weird, but I'm not gonna complain. They did bring Terra Water Quaquaval, so clearly some very offensive set, possibly Mystic Water, possibly the Mystical, yeah, it's a Mystic Water, or Life Orb, so yeah. And they brought Terra Fairy Azelf, which, you know, maybe it's like a Scarf set for Moon, or some nasty plot stuff, and you know, Fairy's good in general anyways. So, because they didn't bring me Ascarada, I was really contemplating like, okay, wait, what do I actually lead now? Because I don't want to lead Mew into like what looks to be a Tinkaton T-Wave, and I don't want to click Terra Electric immediately. And I was contemplating it for a long time. And I thought of Zapdos, and I thought of Blastoise, because I was like, okay, well, I'm very happy with leading Blastoise into everything that isn't Zapdos, and isn't, what's it called, Azelf. Like, I don't know, just because I don't know what to expect from Azelf. But like, they could lead Zapdos, so I didn't want to do that. And then I was like, okay, maybe Tinkaton, but I also don't want to lead that, especially because I need it for the Kokabel maybe, or the Azov. And then I sort of like checked the calc again, and I was like, okay, well, even if I don't get this weakness policy off, Mew still does pretty good damage. So I just ended up leading Mew. And then they led the Zapdos, and surprisingly they clicked U-turn, and they're also faster than me, which means they're probably max speed, maybe some offensive set, but they clicked U-turn on me, and I was really surprised here. I was like, because I didn't expect. I was like, okay, well, there's no point clicking agility, especially if they click T-wave, or if they volt switch into some like, I don't know, like imagine I click agility and they just fall switch into Chi-Yu because Mew can't go Chi-Yu anyways. So I was like, okay, let me just click Ice Beam, just hit what's in front of me. But they click U-turn, which I was like, like, oh shit, maybe I should have went for the greedy plays instead of the safe play. But they're going to Tinkaton, and here I'm like, okay, well, let's see. Like, Tinkaton doesn't look to have much speed on it. And if I get the kill here, that'd be good. They stay in, Earth Power kills, no Sugarberry, and then they go into Azalf. I think, so they took a while between deciding who to go here, and I was like praying, just anything but Chi-Yu, please. And then they ended up bringing in Azalf, and I was like, okay, well, yeah, I'll take that. So they brought the Azalf in. I was deciding between just clicking Ice Beam or clicking Agility, because I really didn't know what the hell this Azalf was going to click. Shadow Ball didn't kill me unless it was Specs, so I figured, okay, well, if they click Spec Shadow Ball, then they're gonna kill me anyways, so I might as well just get this agility off, just in case of anything else. And they click Nasty Plot, so I got this agility off. I knew that if they Terra Fairied, then Psychic would have killed, and they're not gonna do that, especially when they have Kokoro on the back, so I just clicked Ice Beam, and it did 91%. And they kill me with Shadow Ball, but they revealed to be Lorb. So basically Mew got 2 kills. Pretty fucking good start. They go into Zapdos, I go into Zapdos as well. I knew I was slower, so I just U-turned. They went into the Donphan, that Sturdy's broken now. I went into Ape because nothing switches into this attack. Literally nothing switches into Specs Overheat. They go into Zapdos, and that thing dies obviously because it's max speed. And then they go into Kokoro. So here I just like what I said in the Teambuilder, whichever threat comes out first or is the most threatening at the time, Blastoise will deal with it first. So I go into Blastoise and Kokoro, they Terra Water, click SD, and they click Aqua Step. I think I literally said like, okay, well, as long as I don't click, for some reason I was worried that Wave Crash would kill me for like half a second, but they know that wouldn't happen, especially if plus 2 CC doesn't kill me. At least I think so. And I was like, okay, well, hopefully they're not Lumberry. I don't think they'd be Lumberry on a very offensive Kokoro set anyways. So I just click Yawn, and I was like, okay, well, I think we're good, even if they're Lumberry, as long as they don't click Aqua Step. But they click Aqua Step, however, Yawn, and when I click Yawn here, they didn't immediately click something the next turn, and because they took a while, I figured, okay, there's no way you take a while here if you were Lumberry, so that means you're not Lumberry. They switch out, I just click Surf because I figured, let me just get this damage, because if it is somehow still Lumberry, then the Surf damage will be good, so that Helmet Tinkaton can get it in range or whatever, especially like if they click, especially like CC or Wave Crash, and if Lumber is used, then I can go into Zapdos for the static chance probably. So, but they go into Donphan, I Surf, and it is AV'd out the ass. I can't believe how little that did. They just knock off my lefties, which I'm good with. Click Surf again, because the one that I want out in front of both of these guys is Blastoise. They go into Kokoro, they CC me, and here I go into Zapdos. Yeah, because nothing kills. I think Wave Crash had a chance to kill depending on the item, but I just figured let me click discharge here. They got scared from the discharge, I guess, and they wanted to Chi-Yu. I get a lucky para, though I don't think it mattered that much. I used her into Roaring Moon, because I'm like, okay, well this is perfect time for the fucking Roaring Moon to come in. I was thinking maybe I can just like jaw lock the Chi-Yu, but I figured like if I get DD off, then I can like do good damage to the Kokobble anyways. They get a crit, but thankfully my EVs mean that I lived on 1, which is insane. And I just keep roosting. And like I can't believe I kept roosting because I was like, okay, well they're gonna miss eventually, right? Or like I outlived this anyways. And I DD again, and they miss again. That was unfortunate. And then I DD again here, and I think at this point I was like, okay, well, this is enough. Jolok kills the Chi-Yu and also should kill the Kokobble. Or, you know, even if it was like some insane defensive set, it would die to Tinkaton after anyways. But I was checking the calcs just to make sure like Aqua Jet, Terra Water and Kokobble didn't kill me, and it didn't. And then I went back into the game and yeah, so I clicked. I was literally gonna click jaw lock, and then they just forfeited and just said GG's and immediately left the game. Pretty anticlimactic end. I really wanted to see the actual jaw lock animation and Roaring Moon killing them. You know, Starboy picking up the kills. But fuck yes, we went undefeated. Then this is the first fucking draft I've ever won. I mean, if you don't count the Fusions draft that I won, but like, you know, that isn't a quote-unquote real tier. This is a real draft meta or tier, and I finally won a fucking draft. I broke that curse. It must be, what, 2 finals and 2 semifinals, or 3 finals and 1 semifinal, or 2 semifinals. I can't remember, and there's so many other finals as well from other stuff. But somehow I went undefeated in this, and this, like, I don't like, this one really matters to me because this was the first draft that I ever joined when I got into competitive Pokemon. I like just joined uni, my first year in uni, and you know, learned about this London Draft League where students from all over London uni joined this Pokemon Draft League to play, which I thought was so fucking sick. And I joined. It was Gen 8 at the time. I got to first round of playoffs, I think, or second round. I think it was first round of playoffs, and then I got knocked out there, which was, you know, still pretty good for my first draft ever. And now 3 years or 3 years and a half in the making. I'm graduated. I'm an alumni now, but obviously I joined. No, I didn't join. I joined when I was an alumni, but like it was like the year that I graduated, whatever. But like now I'm undefeated in it, and I've won, which is so fucking good. I can't believe it. And they shout out my team as well. There's a video. I'll probably link it in the description where they did like power rankings, and they fucking shout out my Mama Swine. My Mama Swine was a goat this draft, man. They were like, what the hell is random Mama Swine doing on this team? But he was so good. I wish I could have brought him here, or I wish I could have brought Decidueye, because I had this SD Decidueye set which really did look like it was gonna cook. But you know, obviously thank God I brought this team because I wanted this team, and won in a pretty good fashion as well. But anyways, this was really fucking good. Undefeated. I know I've said it many times, but it's amazing. And yeah, I wish I got a better end, I guess, but you know, whatever. I got my win, and yeah, GG's, I guess.